your life is on the line and you know that you're on an oxygen tank and they're going to put you in your head, see what you do. Because the bottom line is that me, I'm one person. I can never miss.
Guy's not being loyal to you. How could you be loyal to him?
Yeah.
And whether you're your father or not. So, you know, but it's always been hard because it was my father.
The word came down, this guy had to go. You know, we didn't know nothing about him until the last minute. And I liked him. I liked Bill. He was a nice guy, but...
Welcome to the show. Welcome to this episode of Chattin with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Bobby. What's up, Bobby?
Hey, how you doing, Will?
How you been, man?
What have you been up to? Oh, I've been good. Just working hard, just taking care of business.
Just grinding, you know, just grinding, moving along, getting somewhere in life.
I'm hearing big things about you, though. Yeah, all the way in Iowa, I'm hearing things about you.
That's great, man. I'm really happy to hear that. I just hit 7,000 subscribers, man, a little while ago. I want to thank everybody that watches my show. For real, man. I hit 7,009 subscribers. Like, that's a big milestone for me. And everyone that's been here along the way, you guys are all great. Thank you. So what's going on, man?
Oh, not much. Just trying to stay dry. It's been raining here the last few days.
Facts over feelings. What's up, RB Docs? What's going on? Rah, rah. We got some people in the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button. Everett, what's going on? So you've been around some pretty interesting people in your time in the penitentiary over the years.
Yeah.
Some people that people would not even believe if you were to tell them. You were telling me, and I'm like, what? Wesly Snipes? What? T.I. and the Flores Twins and Sammy the Bull, Gravano. We're gonna get into and why you were around these people, what got you there. So we'll start off with, do you want to just introduce yourself? Let the people know what you went to prison for.
I went to prison for 11. My first case was bank robbery, and then while incarcerated, I received a couple more cases, and ended up with life. Yeah,
with life.
Yeah, life in 100 years. Yeah,
life plus 100.
Plus 100. Yeah.
Holy shit, man! So you were pretty much in the thick of things, huh?
Yeah, for a little bit. So
you know that I go after people who cooperate, informants who I feel are not living the right way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the judge and jury. I just bring stories to the people.
Yeah, you ain't gunned me down yet.
Huh? No.
You haven't gunned me down.
Listen, I have certain level of respect for you, man. And people out there maybe don't understand or we're gonna make them understand today on why you even went that direction when you had a lot of respect from a lot of people, and your decision to cooperate was not to benefit you, I don't believe. And it wasn't, maybe it was, there's selfish reasons all the time, right? But there's certain things that will make you do it.
Right.
And the reason that you did it, I believe if I was in the same situation, I'd do the same thing. And pretty much 90% of my audience probably would do the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, the bottom line is,
Facts over. Everett says he loves when you're on, Bobby.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is I cooperated. There's no, it's a fact.
But why did you? What happened? Do you want to explain the story of the gist of what happened?
Well, briefly. Okay, so I was in Atlanta Penitentiary, right? And while in Atlanta, some issues arose, and I was taken to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. From Cedar Rapids, Iowa, because of cooperating witnesses in the jail, they moved me to the next county over to a very small town of Vinton, Iowa, and they have a small jail there. It's like one hallway is the jail. So you have men on one side of the hallway. Across the hallway is women. So they put me there. I was charged with money laundering. Excuse me. I was allegedly involved in some illegal activities while incarcerated in the Cedar Rapids area. And because of that, and because of cooperating witnesses in Cedar Rapids, they brought me back. So I went over to Vinton and started chatting with this gal who was across the hall, and I could look through the food slot and see her. Yeah, I know it sounds like
how long were you in
true.
prison? How long were you in prison for at this point?
I think I want to say 20 years, maybe.
20 years?
Yeah, 15, 20 years. Yeah, 15 or 20 years.
Shit, an Oompa Loompa would have looked good to you back then, right? 20 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I mean, listen, I'm a fucking guy, I mean, there's a broad. I mean, shit, it's been a long time. So I was chatting with her the whole, for a couple of weeks, just steadily. Yeah. And then one morning, like 4 a.m, here come like 10 people. They snatched me up, take me to a room, and it was FBI and DEA and U.S. attorneys and just like 10 people. And the guy said, "We know you're writing this, Angie, and blah, blah, we want all the letters, and what is she telling you, and all this shit." And I kind of went a little crazy, and they had to tie me down and drag me. They put me in a hole for a little bit. But
so you were getting out of control, like fighting back with them, right?
Yeah, I swung on them. Yeah. So, they put me in some room at 4 a.m. It was crazy. So when I come to my senses and stuff, I called my lawyer and said, "Hey, who is this person?" And he told me, and well, this gal I was talking to, her name was Angie Johnson. I didn't even know her freaking name, So, I mean, I was just talking dirty to her, But
yeah.
Then he tells me that, she's a fucking mass murderer. She's a nutcase, killed some kids. And it just churned my stomach, like, damn.
What story did he tell you?
Each their own, do whatever, but women and children, and that still old fashioned,
They have a story that they told you, right? Of what she did?
What do you mean a story? You mean my attorney?
Did your lawyer? Yeah, your lawyer. Did he tell you like a gist of what she?
Yeah, he did.
What did they say?
Yeah, she had killed 5 people. Two of them were kids, a 6-year-old and a 9-year-old girl, 2 girls, and tortured them prior to murdering them. So, the rest is just, I didn't give a shit about. I heard that and was like, geez. And so, after the incident with the law enforcement, I was just back in the cell, and I'm kind of like, for the next couple of days, I was hesitant to really even talk to her because I just wanted, if I could get a hold of her, just, choke her. But so I got to thinking about it, and so I started talking to her. And then my attorney after I got some information, my attorney contacted the law enforcement, and I cooperated. And I was able to obtain the.
What was your plan with her? Was your plan, because you already had life, you're going to take the blame from what she did?
Right, exactly. Yes, that's exactly it. I told her no, not me. I was going to have someone else take the blame.
And she believed you.
And she believed me and gave me maps to where they buried the bodies at. And so I turned them over to.
How long were the people missing for before they gave you the maps?
I think like 13 years, maybe.
What? 13 years?
Time. Yeah. Holy 10 or 13.
Shit.
I don't remember, to be honest. But yeah, so I got the maps and I started cooperating with law enforcement, and it is what it is. I debriefed and I went to Angie Johnson's trial and testified. She's doing life, and she deserves death, to be honest. And I mean, bottom line is, convict code. I'm a rat. But hey, it is what it is. And I'd do it again tomorrow, and I wouldn't blame anybody for doing it.
I wouldn't hold that against anyone. That type of stuff is intolerable. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Oh, I know. But I mean, you still have your knuckleheads that they don't. They could give a shit. You're a rat. So which is fine. I mean, I respect that. I mean, like I say, to each his own, and everyone can have their own opinion and their own. I don't really care what anybody thinks about me. I can hold my head high and I feel good about what I did, and yeah. So yeah.
And you still get respect from people that are respected.
Yeah. Yeah. I still, yes. I mean, a lot of my friends that knew me in the penitentiary and stuff, they've remained my friends.
Yeah.
I've lost some friends over it, and then I get to thinking, are they really friends, So, but
yeah, John, thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate it. Make sure you listen to this, though. Make sure you listen. Listen. See you later. Here we go.
John.
Here we go. That's it. Make sure you go all the way down. All right. Listen, man. This dude, you're knocking shit out the park, Staxx. I know, man. They can't fuck with my content no matter what they try to do. I'm trying to show you guys that I have a level of respect for everybody. But when you come online and you act like you're still a gangster, this and that, you cooperate for different reasons, I don't respect that. You know what I'm saying? And I'll call it out. So, but I have respect for Bobby. Bobby's a great guy. And if you don't agree with what he did, fuck you, man. Go down the toilet. You could follow John. Yeah. So I want to talk about when you came across Wesly Snipes. When's the first time you came across him? Did you hear about him? He's going to be there, or what was the deal?
Yeah, I think he ended up in Florida in a camp somewhere. I'm not really sure. But no, so while in Atlanta, they have a holdover facility, a federal transfer before Oklahoma City, which is a federal transfer center and all that. It was required that all the people sentenced to the Bureau of Prisons would go to the Federal Transfer Center in Atlanta, Georgia. That's the only one that they had at the time. You gotta remember, when I entered prison, there was only 5 penitentiaries. So I don't know.
It was a lot different place back then than.
Yeah, I think it was 50 now or something like that. So, and there was only 30,000 inmates, and now I think there's 350. So anyway, so they had the Federal Transfer Center. It was inside the prison walls of Atlanta Penitentiary. They they house about 4,700 people there. So you got to realize that's it's like a small town. So, but inside they had a 3-story building, and at the bottom of it was the holdover, the transfer center. So prison people that are awaiting designation to where they're going to go to serve their time, like T.I., he went to Arkansas. Wesly, I think, went to Miami. They just have guys from all over. And so I'm in the regular compound in general population. But the transfer center's locked down. They can't walk the yard. But because I had been incarcerated for so long and been there for a while, and knew people, and everybody's crooked there, I was able, if you hear someone from your towns or something, people get a little care package together. Yeah. So I would take the care packages into these different people. I didn't know them. I just, their friends or whatever would come and ask me to do it. And so, just when I was doing things like that, that's where I came across these guys. They were in the hole. They were waiting to go to wherever they were going to go. And
are you surprised when you see them in a cell? You're like, holy shit!
Oh no, I know about it. No, I knew about it. So of course, curiosity, you just go up there and look. But
I met who was it? A rapper. Keith Murray. Keith Murray was in prison in Connecticut a long time ago, back in the late 90s, when I first started my prison journey.
Yeah, I think that from when I started mine, which was 87, I think that because of all the buses going in and out and all the transfer. I mean, I've seen and met a lot of different people, from all over the world. I mean, it's remarkable, really. When I sit back and think about it, it's like, wow.
What about this guy? Hold on, let me get the picture. Oh shit. What about the guy right here in the middle with the glasses on?
with the glasses. Oh, T.I.
T.I. Yeah. When you come across him?
Same thing, same reason. I think the first, he
Atlanta.
I think the first time he got to turn himself into Arkansas, but he did something or got in trouble. Then they made him go through the transfer center. But it was the only thing that I can tell you about both of them guys is that they're small compared to what you see on TV. You don't realize
what you think they are, right? They're not. Yeah.
Right. That's what I remember is how small they were, because like Wesly Snipes, he looks all, cut up and all that in the movies and shit. And just small. It's like crazy small,
You want to explain to the people how long after the case with Angie Johnson, how much more time do you have to do in prison?
I did, I think 10 more years, maybe, or 7 more years.
Wow, that's a pretty big chunk. So after the thing with Angie Johnson, they put you in a place with this guy,
right? Sammy the Bull, yeah.
So do you want to explain to me the first day you walk in to the prison where after
he wasn't there. Yeah, he wasn't there, but yeah, he came. So I'm my first day I get in and see people, and there's only about 75 people there. So introduced myself, met people and just chilled and got a job and in the food service. Started working in food service, and then one day on the call out, you hear you see Gravano on there. So this guy's coming in. So
you're like holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they don't like
you were in prison when were you in prison and you hear about him getting caught for drug dealing and everything going on?
Yes. Yeah.
Were people in the prison talking about him before he went?
No, not really. Oh, you mean in Atlanta?
Yeah, like when you were in prison before he got there, were they talking about him getting caught with the drugs and he's coming to prison? We're gonna get it. Were they saying things like that?
Yeah, no, they weren't saying like they're gonna get him and stuff, but a lot of people have a lot of animosity towards Sammy because he made up some stories that got some people in prison. I mean, I'm the guy that listen, if you're gonna tell on me, tell the truth at least. Don't instead of 200 pounds, don't make it 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, at least tell the truth. If you're gonna tell on me, tell the truth,
Sammy,
right?
Yeah, I mean, Sammy had a lot of negative because of testifying against Gotti, but there's a lot of people that he testified against and actually went to trial and got on stand against that, and I mean dozens of people that some of them didn't deserve to be in prison. Some of the stuff was made up, so Sammy's a fucking dirtbag. It's a piece of shit.
And then for him to go back and then try to help these people get out of prison after he put them in there, he's like a good friend.
Yeah, he's down in Phoenix for fucking in Arizona, fucking snorting coke and sucking dick. That's what he's doing.
I heard he's got a new girlfriend down there.
No, I'm sure he does. What's her name? Larry?
I don't know. I think her name's Anthony.
AR, right? AR.
Her name's Anthony. AR. AR. Yeah, AR. Something like that.
Yeah, he's a slime bag. So he comes into this place I'm at, and he's trying to be, he's acting all cocky and shit. But he's not that. They shut him down real quick. I mean, he didn't impress nobody, and when you're at that level and when you're there, I mean, listen, ain't nobody trying to hear nothing by nobody, So he was just another guy, just like me and just like the other guys,
Yeah.
But yeah, and that's where I came across the Flores brothers. They've been in the news lately a lot. P&J.
Yeah, the Flores brothers. They're working with 50 Cent doing this TV deal.
Yeah.
They got some major things going on right now.
Yeah, they have a real nice podcast that they did with 50 Cent. So
I didn't see that yet. I didn't see.
Oh yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, yeah. They got involved with him because prior to them getting arrested, someone stole someone's chain, and the Flores brothers got it back and took it back to him. And so that's how they started getting to know that guy. But yeah, those are two young kids that real gentlemen. I mean, yeah, they cooperated. They were gentlemen to me. They always treated me with respect and very polite. I met their wives. They're both of them very nice ladies, very polite. I think they're both in prison now, though.
Are they?
Yeah, I think for spending while they were incarcerated, they spent $2.5 million or $2.9 million.
So they gave it to Sammy.
They gave some to Sammy. Yeah, they got it in trouble for taxes. So, but really, really nice families, nice kids, and everything. But you could tell they were green as far as being in jail. Sammy walked all over him. I mean, I felt bad for him. Because they in a sense like idolized Sammy. They heard all the shit about him. I killed all these people. And all that shit. So
yeah, like he'll go out to the rec yard and they're following him, right? Big group following him.
Not a big group, 2 or 3 guys.
Little group.
Yeah, Sammy could get smashed in there just as quick as anybody. He wasn't nothing in there.
Have you ever seen Sammy get put in his place?
Oh yeah. I mean, one time for sure, but he don't all that. He's passive aggressive. He's got a big growl, but when it's time to fucking throw down, and he don't want no drama.
He's like Hamas. He's like Hamas. Throw the rock and hide their hand, right?
Yeah. He looks like that dude from
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, yeah.
Crypt Keeper. Yeah. He looks like the Crypt Keeper kind of Lord of the Rings.
I mean, he's this big. I mean, seriously, he's tiny. Hell, T.I. is bigger than he is.
I believe it. Dude's shriveling up. What's up, Pascal? How you doing? Peter, what's up? Stella, how are you?
But yeah, but like Sammy would have him sneak in, cigarettes in the visiting room, put them in the candy machine, and he'd clean the visiting room and go out there in the evening and get all the cigarettes. And I was telling these kids, I said, don't do that stupid shit. I mean, that's stupid, man. I mean, why are you going to jeopardize? Because they'll take their agreement and won't let them cooperate no more, or not cooperate, but they won't give them their time cut. So,
but everyone in there has to do a certain amount of time before they're released,
right.
And their agreements have to go with them. So if they commit crimes or any type of trouble in there, they're done, right?
Yeah.
And that goes for Sammy and everybody else?
Yeah, for everybody. Yeah.
Now, have you seen people fuck their agreements up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, perfect example, gas pipe. I mean, he fucked it up, ended up dying, and he was an ADX and ended up passing away,
Gas pipe. Gas pipe was a maniac.
Yeah. Yeah, he was. Yeah, I think everybody was pretty nervous around him. But yeah, but the Flores got they spent money like it was water. They didn't care. Sending everybody, money and large, good amounts of money, sending Sammy, meeting Sammy's daughter and handing her, a bag full of cash and shit like that.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, crazy.
They were working for El Chapo back in the day, right?
Right. Yeah. Yep.
They're the reason why El Chapo's in Supermax right now.
Yeah. That, and I mean, I've talked to them. They were nobodies, and they got busted, or they started dealing drugs, and ended up getting involved with the cartel, and so they went 8 years without not one time did they lose a shipment or ever get busted for 8 years.
Wild.
And they was doing like 2,000 kilos a month and 10,000 pounds of marijuana a month. And I mean, the money amounts are staggering.
How did they end up getting caught?
They got a case in Milwaukee, like it's a small bullshit case, and they went on the run. And so they started investigating them, and next thing
it all snowballed into one of the biggest cases in United States history of the drugs.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, if they did that for 8 years, they've got to have, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, I mean, they were talking.
Ralph Natale, was he there?
Ralph Natale. I know who he is. He's from Philly. I'm trying to think. There's another guy that was in Philly that cooperated. That was a boss. Remember his name?
Yeah, that was Ralph and Jack Garcia. But then he was a cop.
No, that's Ron. No, that was
Ron Previty. Ron Previty.
Yeah,
right?
he's a piece of shit. Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
That's the other guy who cooperated. Ron
no,
Previty
there was a boss. There was two of them.
Yeah, Ralph and Ron Previty.
Ron Previty wasn't.
Joe
no, he wasn't from Philly.
No, he's a banana.
Right. But yeah, I believe that I was with Ralph. I don't remember if that was Ralph or the other guy, to be honest with you. That's how it is in there. You don't really give a shit about people,
Yeah, they're both the same pretty much. Let's talk about, you were with Joey Merlino's father, Mr. Chucky Merlino, right?
Yeah, in Atlanta. Yeah, good guy. Real good guy. Chucky.
Yeah, shout out to Joey Merlino. Go check out his podcast, The Skinny with Joey Merlino. Have you seen that podcast yet?
What is it called?
It's called The Skinny with Joey Merlino.
Oh, okay. You mean with the sports?
And Little Joe Snuff. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. No, his dad was cool. I don't know what was going on in Philly, but they were like, they had the Scarfo fraction and the Merlino fraction, and all that. But Sal used to always come out and hang out at the yard and, walk the compound with us and stuff. And then Nicky showed up, Nicky Scarfo. And, he was kind of like pushed to the side, and like, just people, didn't associate with him anymore.
With who? Chucky?
Yeah. Like Vic Amuso, Vic Arena, all these guys, they used to associate with them. They just stopped because of it, Big Mark stopped talking. I mean, just a lot of people. Mark Ryder, you ever hear of him?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, he was associated with Gotti. But yeah, so but I would always talk to him. I didn't give a fuck. He was, to me, he was my friend. So I didn't care. So but I would go into a cell block and we'd hang out and shit. And he was an avid reader. He would read a lot. So and I was too. So we'd exchange books and shit. He was a good dude.
Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about Chucky Merlino.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
And so Scarfo, what was his attitude there? You want to tell the people how he was acting in there? And
Scarfo was, Scarfo. I mean, the thing about with Chuck, he he was the first to admit, like he was like a captain or an underboss or something, and but he was, you know, he used to drink a lot. He said, you know, and he fucked up a couple times, you know, and so he knows he did that, but you know, I mean, it wasn't anything that was earth shattering, you know, so. You know, I mean, but Nikki, on the other hand, he's so anyway. So Nikki,
psychopath, right? Fucking straight up psychopath.
Yeah, I won't even get into that shit. But so when Nikki gets there, Nikki's a good guy. You know, he's a little skinny dude running, but he was running around crazy talking to everybody about, you know, when he, you know, the mob and I'm the boss. You know, I never relinquished control, and the commission didn't vote and remove me, and so I'm still the you know, the rules are, and I'm still the boss, and you know, technically, I mean, I guess if the rules are what people think they are, then yeah, he you know, he was right.
Yeah, but do you think he still held power while he was in there? Did he still like wield power?
So he got Vic's ear, and Vic said, yeah, you know, he goes, you're right, you are still the boss. And so they sent word down to, you know, the people, and it was a big issue, a big ordeal. But you know, he was a pot stirrer, man. He's caused a lot of problems in Atlanta just because of that, you know, him wanting to be the boss, and nobody in Philly, recognized him or respected him anymore. You know, and he ended up just being like a big crybaby, you know, running around bothering people about it. You know,
can you tell me about the day that Scarfo, or the day Scarfa Jr. attacked Vic?
What do you mean?
He was washing his bowl out or something?
Washing his bowl in the mop sink, yeah. And Scarfa Jr.
So how did it all happen? How did this start?
Vic would not play handball with Scarfa Jr. and said an off the collar comment about his blood being tainted, about Scarfa, you know, Senior being a rat.
Yeah.
And he was offended by it. So that evening, after Vic was done eating, he went to there was a mop closet where they had a little sink to wash your bowls in. While he was bent over washing his bowl, dude went up behind him and bashed his head in with a pipe.
What prison was that in?
That was in Terre Haute, Indiana.
So what did they come running in? Everybody on the ground when that happened? Was it major security?
They locked down. They locked down the entire Bureau of Prisons.
Wow!
And flew him out of there like 4 hours later in a helicopter.
And then he went from there to Supermax, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he never walked the compound after that.
Yo, Stella, I hate to break it to you, but you can't be putting stuff like that in my chat, man. I'm sorry. I don't do all that win big shit and all that fake ass shit. Please don't put this shit in my chat. Thank you. Text message this thing and win a blessing. How about this? Fuck off with all that scamming shit. Don't do that shit around here. We don't play that shit. So we're gonna ban this chick, whoever the fuck that is. Thanks for watching. But anyway, damn man, you have a lot of deeply woven story with a lot of different layers to it.
Yeah, that's what I'm told.
So after Vic gets into the fight with Greg Jr., who's like because Vic had a lot of influence on that yard and things, right?
Yes.
Who's like, did someone step up to the plate after Vic was gone?
Well, he went to Atlanta, and then I went to Atlanta too.
How long after he left did you go?
6 months, maybe 5 months.
Oh, so you stayed in the same prison after the fight happened?
Yeah. Well, no, I stayed in a hole.
Oh, they locked everyone down?
Yeah.
Now, were these prisons, the prison with these guys and the prison Atlanta, were they all cell blocks, or was any of it dorms? Like, how was it set up?
There was the only dorms were people that were going like to camps. That was in the holdover. So there wasn't any dorms in Atlanta. They were all cell blocks. Well, I guess when I first went into Atlanta, there was dorms. There was not dorms. There was like 4-man rooms. You know.
Yeah, with no bathroom in there, right? 4-man room, no bathroom. You got to go out to use the bathroom, right?
Yeah, that's right. They had those, but they tore those buildings down and built new cell blocks. You know, after a couple, like I was only there like a couple of years, and then they tore it all down. So yeah, they built Atlanta like from the inside out. Everything's brand new.
And you said it was a bunch of different floors, right? Like a building inside.
Yeah, well, like in the compound is enormous. I mean, it's huge. So, but they have the inmate general population all facing the streets. You know, the cell blocks, and then inside they have like for holdover and the medical center. It's a 3-story building that they built, and it's humongous. That's for them. That's inside the prison yard, and they still have a full track and 2 big softball fields, and I mean it's huge.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about Atlanta.
Yeah, when it was rough and tumble in there for a while. They was going at it. I mean, the guards went out and protested in front of the prison with signs saying they wanted it locked down because it was so violent.
Yeah, they probably wanted more money.
Probably, yeah.
Can you imagine working in a place like that for $10 an hour or something? Back then, it was probably $5 an hour.
Yeah, but see, Atlanta, you know, it was crazy. When I first went in, you know, they had signs up all over the ghetto in Atlanta, hiring the inner city men and women that couldn't find work.
Yeah, so it's people with low education. It's people with low education with no experience dealing with people in your situation, and you got them all. Here's a billy club and some mace. Go watch these inmates.
Yes. Oh no, it was hilarious. I mean, it was a comedy. So, like in the main hallway, you know, all the buildings run into one main hallway. So like you go there for chow and stuff. And so in the main hallway, they have metal detectors. And when I first went in, you know, everyone goes to the metal detector, right? And you hear once in a while beep, and you know they pat you down. Well, you would see like 7 or 8 guards leaning up against the walls, you know, while everyone's walking through. And,
yeah, well, they all got nights on. Beep, 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 beep. They grab the white guy, right? Come here.
I'm telling you, they wore rope chains. I mean, legit rope chains like this around their necks and throwing up gang signs. And, you know, all the black guys would come through, beep, 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 beep. You know, and then me and Vic would come through, you know, and beep, beep, and throw us against the wall. You know? I mean, but yeah, it was. I mean, you could buy for 20 back then. You had money, real cash. You know, they allowed that, and so you could $25. You get because right across the street from the prison is they're on McNoll Boulevard. So right across the street is a chicken shop. So $25 you can get 2 pieces of chicken, a little mashed potatoes, and then a biscuit. And they had guards that would go across and you know, and bring it in. So it was crazy.
This is what the cell block looked like?
That's what they did look like, yeah. Yeah, they don't look like that.
They were open cell fronts.
Yeah.
Were inmates gassing COs and throwing things on them?
Oh, they did all sorts of things, yeah. I mean, they snatched up, you know, female guards and cuffed them to the pipes and raped them. I mean, bad. You know, they done a lot of bad shit. A lot of bad shit. Man. So,
and you spent quite a bit of time in that one, right? That fire, you see that picture with the fire? That's when the riot was popped off.
Right. And that's when they had Silverstein at. He was in the basement there.
I got a new picture. I got a newer picture.
Before they negotiate, you know, with the Cubans, they wanted Silverstein brought to the front of the prison because they feared that he'd kill all the guards.
That was in 1987. They had the guards tied up. They had them blindfolded. And Silverstein was a maniac. Shout out to Chad Marks on Blood on the Razor Wire. Go check out his channel. He has a lot of information about Silverstein. I believe he's did stories about Silverstein. He might have spoke with him. Like he gets some pretty wild stories over on Blood on the Razor Wire. Go check him out. I'm going to show you a newer picture of Atlanta, and I'll show you a clearer picture with the fire. Here's a picture of the fire.
Right. Yeah. See how big that is? That thing is monstrous.
So that front part, see that front part?
Yeah, that's all new. That gray, or the white building or whatever, the big long one. Those are all cell blocks.
3 high, right?
Yeah. Well, there's 5 tiers. There's 5 tiers high.
It reminds me of Summers, Osborne up here in Connecticut. Shout out to all the people that are locked up. If you're watching this, shout out to you, man. Keep your head up. People in prison watch my show. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, cool. Good deal.
Yeah, man. Big things on the horizon, but we're going to save some stories for next time. We got a lot more to come. We got some things we're working on. People, stay tuned. It's going to get real. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to before we go?
Oh, it's a good show, Staxx. You did good. I mean, I like your show. It's a nice one. I don't go on, I get a lot of requests, but I turn a lot of them down because I just don't like their content or the way they,
Who's requested you to be on their show? Like who?
Oh shit, I can't remember I told you before. You know who it is. I don't remember what his name is.
Come on, man. Well, you could mention one name.
I've been on. Yeah, I know. What's that guy? The guy from Indiana, Gary Jenkins.
Oh, shout out to Gary Jenkins, man. You've been on his show.
City. Didn't he be from Kansas City?
Yeah, he was a police officer, organized crime police officer.
Yeah. Right. He was one of them special agents, Yeah. That was a good show I did with him. That was good.
You're supposed to go on. You're supposed to go on a nationally syndicated show soon, right? Are you still going to do that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Which one are you talking about?
You should. Both of them. The one out there and the one down there.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah. Shout out to Joe Rogan.
I don't know who the other one is.
Berkenthal, son.
I don't remember.
John.
I don't know.
Berthenthal.
Yeah, I don't. See, that's how much I really care about doing this bullshit.
Shout out to Joe Rogan, man. Don't worry, we're gonna get you on there. I'm sure he wants to hear your story. People are gonna be amazed. People are gonna be amazed when they hear your story on Joe Rogan, but they heard it here first.
Right. Or my TV show or movie or book. All that's still in the works.
Hey, the writer's strike's over, man. It's full steam ahead from here.
Oh, is it over? Good.
Yeah, it's over. Things are back.
Did Oldheim go on? Hey, did Oldheim stop writing? No, I don't think he did.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
I got a lot of good writers on my corner, man, and they're award-winning writers, like critically acclaimed. It's insane. The people that I'm connecting and the projects I have in the works, people are going to be quite surprised. And if you guys want to donate to the show, please donate. You can hit up Cash App, Bill Staxx 2021, or you can donate through Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, all them other ways. And I put the money right back into the show. I buy toys for the kids at the shelter. I try to put it back into the community and do the right thing. And if you're struggling with drug addiction, go get help. There's help out there for everybody, and you can do it. Just believe in yourself. And if you don't like this podcast, start your own. And remember, don't be a bitch. Thanks, Bobby.
All right, you bet. Talk to you later, pal.
All right, man.